Town dam levels have dropped to a 31.5%. That's despite efforts by residents to decrease their daily water consumption. The city is still facing level 3B water restrictions. The mayor, Patricia de Lille, has declared the city a disaster area. The City of Cape Town's mayoral committee member for corporate services, Xanthea Limberg, is joining us now. Xanthea, good morning and thank you very much for your time.
Good morning and thank you.
Yeah, it's a very serious situation. I mean, I understand now you've also adopted those electronic freeway signboards to tell people, to warn people, indicating how much water the metro has left. Just starting there, how is that working? I mean, are people really taking heed of these warnings, of these messages?
Well, the communication that the City of Cape Town has been running for a couple of weeks, and obviously an extended period before that, is definitely working. We set a savings target of 800 million litres towards the end of last year, and we unfortunately haven't met that up until the previous week, where our new consumption levels are sitting at 783 million litres of water being consumed. However, we have set a further new savings target of 700 million litres of water that's being consumed. So we have broken that 800 million litre mark, but we are still 83 million litres above the 700 million litre target. So there's definitely efforts by multiple residents to conserve water, but obviously we need to do far more, and we need other residents and other consumers within the city region to work with us. As you stated earlier, our dam levels are sitting at 31.5%. And given that the last 10% of the dam levels becomes incredibly difficult to extract, we're essentially sitting at 21.5% of usable water. That is 1.5% down from last week. And obviously that's as a result of consumption, but also evaporation levels.
Now, at such a low level of 20-odd%, I mean, how much days or months of water, of usable water, do you really have, I mean, in Cape Town? I mean, will you still have water by come winter, which is your rainy season?
Well, yes, 21.5% of usable water left is relatively low. That is approximately 113 days of usable water left, and that figure is based on existing consumption levels, and therefore we are encouraging residents to work with us so that we can save more. That will take us into the winter period, but we do not want to become dependent on our winter rainfall levels, and that's why we will sustain the restrictions throughout the winter period and beyond. And in addition to that, to ensure that we are able to deal with all the eventualities, our Executive Mayor, Alderman Patricia de Lille, has declared a local disaster. The city has the prerogative to do so under Section 55 of the Disaster Risk Management Act. And that obviously will allow us to do a range of things to better manage the situation before the winter period.
I see. I mean, the mayor, for instance, has you guys have implemented a number of measures, also like making visits to some of the high consumers. Personally, Patricia de Lille going in and talking to people who are high consumers or entities that are high consumers. Now you've put up these electronic boards, and you've put level 3B restrictions, all efforts, but still it looks like those efforts are not really stemming the high levels of consumption. What else do you think can be done to try and meet that target that you've set now?
Well, we did the public naming and shaming, where we identify the top 20,000 users and we release the names of the top 100 users. Since then, many of those top 100 users have come back to us, have indicated where the issues are in respect to their high consumption levels. They have already started reducing their consumption quite dramatically, and will obviously continue to monitor those high consumers. So there's been great effort from those top users as well. The mayor has directly engaged with some commercial, industrial and government users that are consuming a lot of water. those individuals have also come back to the city and shared their plans around water efficiencies that they'll be introducing into their operations. But going forward, we'll continue with our enforcement activities, the issuing of fines and notices to appear in court. As part of the emergency or local disaster declarations, we will also be implementing emergency water supply schemes to kick in before the end of June this year. And all of this combined will ensure that Cape Town is not in a situation of further risk, and we'll be able to sustain our water supply going forward.
Xanthea, on a long-term basis, I mean, we hear concerns, and as we conclude our discussion, that by 2019, Cape Town could run out of fresh water supply at this rate. I mean, desalination solutions, I mean, we've got the seaboard there. I mean, I've heard it being mentioned as well on the coast of KwaZulu-Natal. Does Cape Town consider such long-term solutions as desalination?
Yes, we definitely do. We have a medium and long-term plan that ensures water supply 30 years and beyond. And that includes desalination as an option. It also looks at different augmentation schemes around some of the major dams within the province. In addition to that, it looks at tapping into some of the aquifers and other underground water resources, as well as water reclamation. So we have a hybrid solution to ensure a sustainable source of water in the foreseeable future.
Thank you very much. Xanthea Limberg, Mayoral Committee Member for Corporate Services from the City of Cape Town.